All right, welcome to the meeting of the Regional Flood Control District. We'll go ahead and get started.
Good morning, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the board. I'd like to just start by quickly introducing and welcoming Councilman Dan Shaw to the board of directors. He's Councilman City of Henderson, is replacing Deborah March on our board. So welcome.
Welcome.
Item number one is comments by the general public.
This is the first time set aside for public comment. Anyone wishing to provide public comment with regards to an item on today's agenda, please step forward to the microphone, state your name and spell your last name for the record, and keep your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close the public comment period.
Item number two is action to approve the agenda with the deletion of any items. Mr. Vice Chair, the agenda is in order for approval.
So moved.
There's a motion for approval of the agenda. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number three is mid-year elections. Mr. Vice Chair, as we all know, Mayor March was our chair and she left, and so we're in need of electing a new chair and a vice chair as necessary. Staff would recommend that we keep Deanna Hughes as our board secretary.
Very good. I understand that our most experienced member has a motion for us.
Yes, I do. At least you didn't say the eldest person ever to be here. I would like to nominate our current vice chair to move up to the chairship, Commissioner Justin Jones.
As the second eldest person, I would second that nomination.
I don't know.
Our neighborhood. It's
Mayor
very
Hardy,
traditional.
are you? What?
I resemble that comment.
All right, I would like to nominate my good friend Councilman Barone for vice chair, if he so inclined.
Mr. Vice Chair and soon to be chair, I consider that a big honor.
All right. There is a motion to elect me as the chair and Councilman Barone as the vice chair, and to retain Deanna Hughes as the secretary. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Very good. Thank you all for your confidence, and I hope to do the best I can to lead this organization.
Congratulations to both. Item number four is action to approve the minutes of the January 12, 2023 meeting. Mr. Chair, the minutes in order for approval.
All right. Mr. Vice Chair, would you like to make the motion?
I would like motion to approve.
Very good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Very good. Motion carries.
Item number five is to discuss the general manager's monthly report. Mr. Chair, we don't have any projects that wrapped up construction this month, so I don't have anything to report today. So we'll move on to the consent agenda, which is items 6 through 10, and are considered to be routine and may be acted upon in one motion if the board so desires.
Very good. Can I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda? Move to approve. All right. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Part 3 of your agenda is discussion items. Item 11 is action to approve the professional services contract with Robertson Partners for the 2023 flood safety advertising campaign for the period covering February 9, 2023 through February 11th, 2026, or take action as deemed appropriate. Mr. Chair, we are recommending to approve this contract with Robertson Partners. We did invite Scott Robertson here to provide a presentation, mainly for the new board members, to talk about the upcoming campaign.
Good morning. Congratulations, new chairman and vice chair and board and new members. Can you hear me? Do I need this one? Can you hear me well?
There we go.
Sorry, there we go. I'm Scott Robertson, principal and partner of Robertson & Partners Advertising and Marketing. We've enjoyed a 30-year relationship with Clark County Flood Control District towards the end of protecting life and property in Clark County. I'm here today to review the work we've done during the last phase of the contract as we move forward and look towards an extension, and then show you a little bit about what's coming up. So primarily we focus on awareness and a behavioral change. We want everyone to know there's flooding in Clark County. That's across residents, new residents, and visitors, and also a special focus on families, moms, and kids. And behavioral change. We want people, when they encounter a flood, to not drive through it and not go playing in storm drains and not, try to get in a raft and go have fun and enjoy this. So last year we had 160 million media impressions and many, many public outreach events that we with person one-to-one outreach. Our project has been ranked nationally overall multiple times. I want to remind you too that rain and flood mitigation impacts awareness. So awareness of floods, sometimes if it rains more or less, that might go up and down. But the reality is when it floods less and people aren't thinking about it, they're less prepared in an event that it does flood to take action and avoid it. So even in down years, it's important that you're marketing and advertising. Our awareness levels for the danger of the flash flood safety range between 75 and 85% on average. Our partnership, as I said, we have been winning awards from National Association of Flood and Stormwater Management Agency, the at Las Vegas Advertising Association, gold and silver awards for the campaign this last year. In 2021, same thing, we got the top overall project by the National Association of Flood and Stormwater Management Agencies. 2020, we did this virtual reality to really put a focus and engage younger people who we found through research by applied analysis were the most likely to drive through flash floods and engage in risky behavior. Bunch of silver and gold awards. That was the national award. Old Larry, miss him. More, just in the last 5 years, we've had a really successful run with the campaign. 160 million impressions last year, 22 video impressions, and we're on all media, TV, TikTok, over the top, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, out of home, gas stations, you name it. In terms of effective public budget stewardship, we take a phased approach every year. Usually the contract is a multi-year award, so when we take it, we don't just look at the next year. We'll say, okay, over the next 3 to 5 years, here's how we're gonna spend the money. The great majority of the money goes into public outreach and media so that people see the message, and with the production, we'll look at it and say, okay, each year we're gonna do one new element creatively to add to the campaign. So when we first started this, I don't know if many of you remember the license plate campaign from years ago that ran for like a decade. We were asked on the new campaign to update that. So we came up with a new positioning, water always wins. And what we did is at that time, this is 4 years ago, we looked at the spread of social media and everyone having a phone in their pocket and videoing everything. We started to see a lot of flash flood events, popping up in people's feeds, and we started acquiring stuff from the media and from individuals. It was like they were creating media for us. So we started doing videos around people getting stuck in floods. And showing people, it's called social proof, like people learn to behave by seeing how not to behave. So we started doing billboards where you see people stuck and you don't want to be that person. So it was flash floods always win. And the excuses like I got this, or I'm running late, or I have a truck, those all came from research as reasons people said they had to go through the water. So these things are really focused on input from people. And the other thing we do is, you'll see on the bottom on the flash flood warning in effect. With digital outdoor, we talk to all our vendors, and the second it starts raining in town, we actually post live billboards that say, it's raining right now. So we have broad awareness during the season and then while it's happening. Here's an can you play this one, Steve? This is just an example of a social media unit.
That guy just got swept up in the water. Holy sh**.
Did that guy just let out or that?
Get out! Get out! Hurry!
Yep. Look, it's floating. The car's floating.
I've called 911. They told me to roll down my windows and stay in the car, and hopefully they'll be here soon. Love you guys.
All right, so that was one of the longer form social media units. Phase 2, like 3 years ago, we launched a virtual reality project which has unaided almost 8 million views at this point. Unaided meaning we're not advertising it, we just put it on YouTube and people find it. It's an incredible project that immerses you in the experience of being in the car that drives through the water and gets swept up and then rescued by a helicopter. And this thing won the National Association of Floodwater Safety Management Project of the Year. It continues to this day to get viewed. So we always are trying to be innovative, and this, applause to the staff for always pushing us to always engage in new media, because every year the media landscape is changing and evolving. So we have a VR component. Aside from flash flood awareness, we have two other pillars we're trying to communicate. One is storm drain safety, to keep kids out of storm drains, and also stormwater pollution prevention. So in the third year of our last contract, we introduced this new character, Dranger Danger. And the idea was to expand beyond motorists and really focus on families, parents, and kids with the message of don't play in storm drains. This was, I'm not going to play this, some of you've seen this, I'll play one of them later, your time is valuable, but the kid, Dranger Danger, tries to sweep them away in the storm drains, and it doesn't end well. So we did this on TikTok. I'm not going to play all these, there's too many. And then evolved it. It was so popular, we got so much good feedback from that campaign. In the last year of the contract, we decided to take the Dranger Danger character and make it the umbrella theme for flood safety awareness and eventually stormwater pollution. So this one, I'll go play this one so you remember. This is the primary message of our work, the Turn Around, Don't Drown, and Water Always Wins campaign. And here's a look at that spot.
Let's go, come on! Don't you do it. It's just a little water in the road. The light is green, there's places to go. It's just a little water in the road. The flash flood grows, how deep, who knows? The other cars made it. Watch and learn, let me show you how it goes.
Ooh la la.
All right. Forward. And this was also...
That's just a funnel. Screw some food to try through this. Yeah. With that ghost. I'm doing it.
Those both played at the same time, so a little confusing. But this was TikTok, which is now like the #1 media outlet for young people, drove a ton of engagement. And what we did when we did those, though, is we looked at TikTok and we analyzed what were the coolest trends, because there's always these dance and competitions and weird things that are going on. And we took and sort of parodied those big trends. Like you might have recognized the mirror and the dance challenge and stuff. So I don't want to play all of these. And then we took Dranger Danger and put him into stormwater prevention campaign, which is there's a lot of problem with littering and people throwing their dog poop and all that junk in the storm drains. So we use him as like sort of the evil guy that lives in the storm drains. And we've just reminded people that when you pollute in storm drains, it goes to Lake Mead. So don't do that.
I am legitimately so confused because I saw this.
So during the last phase of this contract, we expanded the Dranger Danger campaign across all creative tiers, flood safety, stormwater, and pollution. And what we'd like to do in the next year and coming years is update a lot of different materials we have for education for staff to use. Like there's a Dranger Danger school presentation video. We want to make it more engaging and longer form thing with this Dranger character. New TikTok videos in English and Spanish across all tiers, themed school curriculum, Water Always Wins vehicle wraps. This is just a sneak of some of the stuff we want to do and talked about. Swag distribution across the valley, continue with the diversity outreach program. We've done the direct public outreach, and explore storm drain safety video in VR, and always look at new media and innovative opportunities as we continue. Here's a look at some of that swag I mentioned. There's a thing right there we did with the Discovery Museum where there's a Dranger Danger Zoltar booth, you know those things? Where like, so kids on their learning field trips to the museum get a chance to interact with Dranger and get a card that tells them not to drive through floods. So we're kind of everywhere. We have towels and swag bags at like water parks, anywhere that's relevant to water during the summer season. In our diversity outreach program, we've been working with subcontractors, some new marketing, Petrania Media, and Latino Outreach Solutions. Like 70 odd events, e-blasts, and 8,000 people reached directly in person by each group. And this is just a list of some of the events they were at. So during that 2 to 3 month period, they're out every week talking to a group, a church, a health event, a community outreach organization. There's a ton, and this was a recommendation of Commissioner Segerblum to do this, and it's really been very effective partnership. Here's a look at the proposed budget for next year by percentage of media and public outreach category, experiential, out-of-home, TV, radio, public outreach, and then print and non-traditional. And that concludes the update. And if you have any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Robertson. And for our colleagues that are new to the board, we've had Robertson Partners doing some pretty amazing work, and you've seen all the awards that they've received. Any questions from board members?
I wanted to ask a couple.
Yeah, sure.
So everything we saw was in English. Is everything done in Spanish also?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I just didn't want to overwhelm you guys with a million slides and creative pieces, but yeah.
Okay. And you are subcontracting with some minority-owned businesses?
Yeah, actually, all of our translation and transcreation work is done by Jessica Tabares of SW Marketing.
And then also into the Spanish language, radio, TV, all those things?
Yes, yes.
Any other questions?
And also in Chinese and Tagalog as well, so yeah.
Great.
Mr. Chair,
Councilman?
yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Yeah, actually, I can attest to the students actually use it because literally I creep around my classroom and sometimes the students are on their phone and they're not supposed to be, but I have literally not once, but like 3 times caught the students downloading the Ranger James guy, once in Spanish. So, you know, they thought it was kind of creepy. Right, which one of them, I think the one where homie was like gyrating, they thought it was kind of creepy, but that's the point, because what people don't realize, is when it comes to the kids in middle school and especially high school, the parents lean on them a lot. Hey, a lot of people who vote who are Latinos, but they're not all sophisticated they'll ask their kids, well, who should I vote for, right? Which it gets you like results of like Bernie Sanders, leading like in the Latino community because that's the kids, that's their choice, right? But they also share this with their parents, including so yeah, anything that you can get into the juvenile Latino market, that translate. It's like telling them, it's like and the Latino kids, they'll actually tell their parents, hey, Dad, don't drive through that. That's stupid, right? They'll actually speak up. It's a Latino thing. Speaking of which, of course, in September, there's all sorts of Latino activities over there. And I know a couple of events that'll be totally free for nonprofits. I'm just saying,
Forward them on, and I'll make sure we get some people there.
Very good. Any other comments or questions? It's not just Latino kids that will tell their parents they're dumb while they're driving through water. All right. No, all kids like to tell us that we're dumb. With that, I will entertain a motion to approve the professional services contract with Robertson Partners. All right. All those in favor? Aye. Any
Thank you.
opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Item 12 is discussion and possible action to appoint a committee to evaluate the performance of the general manager 2022 review. Mr. Chair, each year around this time, we ask members of the board to volunteer their time on a committee to evaluate the performance of the general manager, and so we're asking that again this year.
Very good. Anyone interested in being on the committee? Mayor? Councilman? And then I will also. Does that work?
So,
Good.
all 3. Okay.
All right.
Do we need more?
Yeah, we need a motion to
Okay.
form the committee.
Then I'll make a motion to appoint Mayor Goodman, Councilman Barone, Councilman Knudsen, and myself to the committee to evaluate the performance of the general manager. Does that work? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
And item 13 is comments by the general public.
This is the second time set aside for public comment. Anyone wishing to provide public comment, please step forward to the microphone, state your name and spell your last name for the record. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public comment period, and we will resume with RTC in 5 minutes.
Thank you.